Hey there. Um, I was just making notes to make a video, and I was going to, since Fennboree was scheduled for the 22nd, 23rd this month. It's just like in a week and a half, 2 weeks. Uh, anyhow, so I went to the page to see, and boom, everything's crossed off, canceled, and but she's got a room at the Hyatt Palace in Santa Fe, and at 4320 Cerillos Road, and for I don't know if it's Friday and Saturday or just oh yeah, I get probably maybe Friday and Saturday. She's got uh, a room or a hall or something there at the Hyatt Place in Santa Fe. 22nd and 23rd, I'm not sure. Maybe just the 23rd. But it says that Forrest is still planning on doing a book signing at Collected Works at 2 p.m. on Saturday the 23rd. That's tentative, you know. He's an old guy. Something can come up, you know. And yeah, it's canceled because of the fire hazards. They couldn't have it up there. Who was at the door yesterday? Is this somebody that driving down the highway with pulling their RV and or their trailer and saw it was BLM and go camping for free, and they came down. It was whatever, but he wanted to know what's your YouTube channel? I'll watch you. Okay, so I got a new fan. But yeah, Fennboree's big changes because of the fire danger. The park is closed, so they can't have the Fennboree at Hyde Park because of the fire danger, and it's moved to the Hyatt Place, 4320 Cerillos Road. And yeah, funny review the video that I have a rant on about something gets meant, but the video where I find an actual artifact related to the Buffalo Cowboys that was like, whoop, we pushed that under the rug. Yeah, let's hide those artifacts. I think some people don't want to go through the music part, but um, well, I made arrangement. The band told me I could, play use that for my intro and all that. And when I find the treasure, I'm going to fly that band. I'm going to bring the band over here and have a party. So there's something in it. Even they can't come over here from Spain and search, but if I find it, then they're going to get a trip to America. you know, um, they might have to just bring their guitars and stuff and borrow some other equipment, the speakers and amps. Man, I'm not sure. Can't ship all that. um, so the Fennboree changed, and really I haven't seen very little. There's been just the web page thing, and very little promotion of it. I would think that the other vloggers would have invited Connie onto the show or something to discuss the Fennboree, and they probably will after I mention it here, you know. But yeah, I don't know if she's still in my group or what, but didn't promote it at all, you know. I I couldn't understand why he's not promoting it. Other than from what I hear, Forrest wasn't gonna be there. Maybe he'll show up at the Hyatt Place since it's in town. He doesn't have to drive up into the hills. I don't know, but he'll be at. It should be at the Collected Works on the 23rd, 2 o'clock. Give him a little time. Might take him a little longer to get there. When you're getting older, you're in no hurry to go anywhere. You just want to sit and relax. So, yeah, I just figured I'd do a video about that Fennboree being rearranged, and the Hyde Park is closed because of fire hazards, and so they're having that meeting room at the Hyatt Palace, Cerillos Rd instead. Yeah, he should be there at the book signing. I don't know. I'd like to go have lunch or dinner with Forrest, and maybe a couple, maybe Forrest can invite a few vloggers for a lunch or something, lunch with Forrest. And he can tell us what he likes to eat. We don't want to discuss the treasure. You don't ask him about the treasure. I show him what I find, and I tell him I don't expect you to reply because you'd be hitting me in, and so. And I know that he can't reply because any kind of reply might be seen by somebody else as helping me, and so if he did reply, it might be seen that way, and so that's why another reason he doesn't reply to my emails since I've been in the right area. But when I got the Once Upon a While, I was finding the clues in it right off the bat. Right in the end of the book is the shadow of the wolf. Okay, no place for the meek. The shadow of the wolf. But yeah, and then I've already found this in one place, but like his guy with the tombstone, he's in 50 places. So, and those tombstones are omegas. They're an arch. It's an omega. So you got two tombstones, or the Ten Commandments were on two tablets. Those are two omegas. They're two tombstones. But like I said, I found dozens of figures holding tombstones, and actually some of these aren't tombstones. They're the shape of an elephant, of a mammoth, and they're hugging and holding their mammoths and the tombstones. So the tombstone shape, the arch of the tombstone itself, comes kind of from the omega, the end of life. He thought he had his end when he had cancer, and so that's the end of one omega. And because he survived, he started another one. And when he crashed, could have died. That was the boom. Twice. There's two omegas there. And then omega for another one. He's got three because he had the two crashes and he survived cancer. And I can't joke around about some things, but There's probably a lot of other things he survived besides the 2 wrecks and the cancer, you know. Um, all of us have a close call somewhere, you know. Like I was coming through Alamosa, and it come up where 285 crosses 160, and I was on 160, and and I'm with other cars waiting at the red light. The light turns green. We start to go, and I'm almost halfway through. Guy comes flying through the intersection right in front of me. You know, I was paying attention, but I didn't have my dash cam on. Dang it! I got to keep it. You got to empty the card every 10 hours of driving. You got to delete the old video and record new. But yeah, I've got several times I've had deer. I've got like 5 deer in my dash cam that were right in front of me. One thing, deer. If you see a deer cross the road ahead and run up the hill, continue very slowly and cautiously, because they're usually not alone. There'll be another one. The reason I bought my dash camera was I was in Oregon on 101 going south out of Florence. And it was in the trees on both, it's forest on both sides. This is what happened. A deer come down and came across the road. Everybody stopped for that, slowed down for that deer to cross the road. And I knew, it crossed my side, and I knew that there's sometimes they're not alone, and there's other deer following. And so I continued doing, 15, 5, 10, 15 miles an hour, very slow after that deer cross. But the car coming the other way figured, oh, he's gone, and hit the gas. Boom, another deer jumped out. That car hit the deer. And it flew across. I mean, it missed the hood of my car by that much. Because I stopped, and because I was being cautious, I didn't get hit, But if I did get hit, it would have been stopped when I did, And, that deer went off in the bushes on he was crippled, and I could hear him thrashing in the bushes. And so, you call the 911, tell them there's a deer there that needs to be put out of its misery. So, another night I was coming home. It was dark. The road was wet, and I had my dim lights on, and I'm going down, and all of a sudden, boom, car goes over the top of something, and it wasn't a crash, like a rock. It was soft, and that had to be an animal. And I turned around and went and looked, and it was a young bear, maybe a year or two, small bear, size of a big dog. It had I called the troopers, and they said it had already been hit, that somebody had reported it was already hit earlier. And so it was already just, so I left the bear in the middle of the lane of the road. And I pulled the bear off the side of the road, and troopers said they'd have someone come and pick him up. But, and people will bitch at you for doing that. Oh, you should have called me. I can make a lot of money off of that. No. Well, yeah. It would have been nice to have a coat from him, bear coat. Because my 6th great grandfather was mistaken for a bear when he was wearing a bear coat and a bear hat, and his buddy Ebenezer Ayers shot him, and he died at home. Ebenezer carried him home to his place, or to his family, and he died with his family. So, but That's Robert Rogers' father. Spencer Tracy played Robert Rogers in the movie Northwest Passage. He's my fifth great granduncle. So, but I was talking about that yesterday when that guy came over. It's my ninth great grandfather was Major General or Governor General Robert Sedgwick, you know, and he captured Port Royal from the French in 1655, and basically made it a free port for pirates to bring their booty and spend their booty there, because as long as they only raided French ships, they were allowed to safe harbor in Port Royal. And so they raided the French ships and brought all the French gold back to Port Royal and spent it there. And so it ends up in the crown with the crown anyhow, you know. But he ordered the construction of Kingston, Jamaica. So that's my ancestry. He's buried on Spanish Hill in Jamaica. My ancestor gave rise to Blackbeard and all them guys. and Robert Rogers, he wrote the instructions that Lewis and Clark brought with them. He said to follow the Missouri River to the Shining Mountains. From there, it's a 20-mile carry to the Oregon River that leads to the Pacific Ocean. And Forrest Fenn's treasure map is basically the same instructions, except different rivers. And a different direction. The other, it went both directions. You carry one way or the other way, and so one end of the rainbow is where you pull out. The other end of the rainbow is where you put in. And the put in is not always where the pull out. Where did you pull it out? So when you put in below the put in's below the Homer Brown, but you already took it out at the other end. So it's that reverse thing and all. So, but I don't believe it is on the property that was owned by Brown. Now it's owned by some corporation that's just, outdoorsman Disneyland, basically. So, okay, yeah, Fennboree's canceled, not really canceled. It's moved to the Hyatt Place, 4320 Cerillos Rd. Forrest is be signing books at Collected Works at 2 p.m. As long as he's having a good day. If he's not having a good day, he might not be there. So, I don't know if I have a big reason to be there, but because every time I've met with Forrest, it's been so many people that I don't have a chance to talk to them really. But I don't want to. I want to show him what I've found, more of what I've found. He can't email it all, It's just a lot of stuff, and he doesn't have to, respond to it. But I know he'd be interested in it. I'm going to talk to the professor that I know at the small college in Colorado, and see if we can arrange to get Forrest his honorary PhD, or maybe they'll give him a doctorate. Who knows? Come on, the guy's 87, almost 88. And, you know, it's just for his. He'd like that little title. You know, that'd be cool to arrange that, because the professor I went to, he agrees with me that what I found is ancient Clovis sculptures and paintings and their stuff. So, you know, if he agrees with me, then he would agree that that's, and I got there because of Forrest Fenn's poem. So hey, give the guy his degree, give him his honorary, you know. Oh, I don't have much. I didn't. That's all the notes I had, man. Because once I got to old Fennboree's, you know, all changed because of fire hazard. So yeah, that's a video right there. I hope my window's a little more. Have my tea going, and I had my windows open, and it blows it's propane stove, you know, and I do. I don't use electric. You use gas for that high power heat because you don't get that much from the sun. I could put the tea out and make sun tea, but it's not going to be as hot as it gets on the stove. But yeah, the wind was blowing it out. The windows open just an inch, and it was still getting windy in here. Because this thing's got windows all the way around, you know. So where I'm sitting, I got a 180-degree view. You see everything that's out there in front of me. Was going to make the a desk thing that just kind of you place it attached, put it on the steering wheel, and use the driver's seat for a desk chair. I've got a tray that I put on the steering wheel. It's one of them little wire trays that you know, a little shelving tray with the wire, but you turn it upside down, and the fat end of it down low, and it holds the computer, so I can put the computer on there. But I thought about making something, you know, with the mouse pad and all that, just hang on there, because the driver's seat doesn't really get used when I'm parked. And Togo's on the dash on the passenger side in his cage. If anybody's interested in having a pet parrot, the Gabriel Foundation in Colorado has lots and lots of rescued parrots. They brought in 80 parrot birds from some collector, some bird enthusiast who had died, and they brought all them parrots, and they got lots of cockatoos. I'll go to their page here. Come on. So this is my little public message to help a nonprofit organization. You know, help the parrots, the birds, the animals that, you know, people left behind. Some of them cockatoos, you know, they pull their feathers out and all because their owners leave them at home 90% of the time. They're not there, you know. My bird, I'm here 90% of the time. But here's their page. Whoop. So yeah, the GabrielFoundation.org. And yeah, they'd have parrot parties. They rescued 100 or 200 birds from a sanctuary in Florida that shut down. You know, and they transported all the birds to Colorado. I went there to get Togo's beak trimmed, and they charged me $15 to trim his beak and his claws, and then they gave me a cage. So, you know, they gave me a cage and some food. They give the birds like sprouts and things like that. Healthier diet, because they say they eat too many nuts, and they don't get enough. They don't fly around and exercise enough, being in captivity. So the nuts, they don't live as long in captivity, and all those oils aren't good for them. Well, yeah, you know why people die from what gives people Alzheimer's is the medication for anti-cholesterol medication, because your brain is a cholesterol pig. It loves cholesterol, and when they cut that back, then their brain shrinks. So if you know somebody that's old and taking the cholesterol medicine and they're developing Alzheimer's, get them off that cholesterol medicine. Was it B17 or something? One of them the niacin is the cholesterol medicine you want. If you're gonna take cholesterol medicine, use niacin. You know, and I can't stand niacin, man. Oh, it makes your whole body itch. It just want to tear your skin off. Mine stays, as long as got my thyroid medicine right, my cholesterol's perfect. You know, but I'm about done, I guess. It's about half an hour. Fennboree, big changes. Moved to the Hyatt Palace. The Forest Service closed Hyde Park. It went from Hyde to Hyatt. Okay. You see the relationships. So, you know, there's two went from one HY to another. Okay. So, and Forrest will be scheduled for collected works at 2:00 on the 23rd. So you have to get a hold of Connie and ask her if the Hyatt Place is Friday and Saturday. I don't know if it's both days or just one, because everything on the Fennboree page is crossed off. And there's a little thing at the top that says it's moved. That's it. And I don't know, some of the other YouTubers, I mean, you ain't too, you know, if you're coming up, you're not far from here, you know. Maybe we get together like in Pagosa Springs and have a lunch, a live video conversation lunch or something somewhere. Some of the signals aren't very good in Pagosa, so you'd have to eat outside. But you know, look, outdoors is fine. You see the wind blowing me. I got my window open over here, and this wind just coming right in across me. Don't even need a fan. It's 75 inside, 75.2 inside, and 75 outside. So it's beautiful weather here. I see all these people, oh, I'm on vacation in Texas. It's 110 degrees. You go to the mountains in Colorado, it's 75, 70. If you go, you know, here where I'm at, it's 75, but up where, you know, it's one or two thousand, 1,000 feet, maybe 1,500 feet higher, and in a canyon, it's even cooler than here. You know, I was up there all summer last year and never needed any kind of air conditioning. Okay, yeah, I'm. Let me see. Where's my coordinates? I'll show you on Google Earth where I am. How's that? At least I'm on my fast bandwidth now. My billing cycle just started, so this should be a perfect stream. There shouldn't be any digital problems or audio or anything. This should be pure and clean because I'm going at full 4G now. Here we go. Oh, boop. Nope. I gotta turn off my treasure layer. Oh, I don't have enough on there. Okay. So, oh, that's where, yeah. Oh, that's not where, I'm not where that tent is. I'm over here a little more. There's Alamosa. There's Monte Vista. There's Del Norte. And right in between the two is this road. There's a Spanish Trail monument here. And this road here comes back here. And I'm right here at this circle here. I got my RV right there. And the coordinates are, let's see. Do it this way. That'll tell you the coordinates. Boom. Okay. Speaking of coordinates and maps, oh, Fenn Treasure Hunter did his thing on reading topo maps. Oh, and now where'd that thing go? I'm not finding what I'm looking for. Boy, it's a mess in here. But, I've got a, it's called a DB stick. And it's used for reading, there it is. Beep. It's just a thin piece of plastic stuck to the table. So this is a DB stick. And you see it's for USGS 7.5 topos. And what it is this scale is each of the 7.5 minute topo, it's 7.5 minutes across, but it's divided into 3 sections. And there's little crosshairs and marks on the edge to divide each 2.5 minute section. And this thing measures 2.5 minutes. I had to see where I'm doing. So, oh, I guess that goes to 3. Here's the other side. That's the 2.5. Yeah. So each 30 seconds, so 1 minute is 60 seconds. So each 30 seconds, it's a mark. But so say my screen is the map, and you have your lines, longitude, latitude, and you know, so you line up the 0 on the 2.5 minute mark, and you line up the other end of the 2.5. So it'd be diagonal across there. But your scale Well, you can read it how many minutes and seconds exactly north that you've drawn a line on the map, east to west and north to south, and there's your cross, and you're reading where that line meets on this scale, and you just add those minutes on. See, because if it's like this, you don't get to it's the map changes as you go further north. The lines on the sides come in closer and closer together. At the North Pole, they come together. So as further north you go, the closer the lines get, and that's why you need to have a scale that's adjustable. That you this reads, but your mark on this line is going to match to a point that measures that. I was going to do that on a topo map, but the topo map's my search area. Yeah, some people, and the topo maps covers quite a bit of space, several square miles. So, but people should be able to get within several square miles of my area from what I've already told people. People don't do the math and put the stuff together. Yeah, and I see. He learned to read maps from the army and stuff, and it looked like he was with the bigger maps, not the. But I learned while I was designing microwave networks for Sprint for long distance telephones back in the 80s. They didn't have fiber optics and things. I designed a system from Chicago to Denver and stuff, and just Des Moines to Denver was 27 microwave towers. Some I kept them under 200 feet pretty much. Because I was a good map reader. If you're a good map reader and understand how the microwaves work, because you can't have your antenna pointed at somebody else's. You interfere with them. And so you have to run analysis to make sure. You have to plot all the other systems on the map, and then you plot your systems on the map where they'll fit in and not interfere with the other systems. And you find it also where you got your tower as high up on the hill as you can, so that you don't have to build the tower so high, because they were $1,000 for each foot of tower. So a 200-foot tower was $200,000, and that was 1983, 84. So that, and I picked the sites, I named the sites, and I told them how tall to make the tower and where to put the antennas on the tower, what way to point them. I had to make sure them things didn't interfere with satellites even. You do an analysis to make sure it's not pointed at a satellite. They mostly worry about the geostationary. Oh, okay. Yeah, there's maybe 5 cars a day drive back in here. Yeah. And I was planning on going up and doing a little searching one day this week, or a couple days, one day or maybe 2 days this week. I try to avoid searching on the weekend too much, because that's when more searchers are out and they're looking for where I'm looking, and if I'm not there on the weekend, they're not gonna. So it'd be a weekday searcher. I'm like. So we charge it a stack. I need to get one of those. What did I have? Oh, a DB stick? Yeah, I bought this on, I think eBay or something. But I thought you should be able to get them from the Forest Service if they stock them. It's like I go to the post. I need a tube to mail a poster, and they, we don't stock those. We don't make enough money off them to keep them in inventory. Okay, well, they don't have them at Walmart either, and they don't have them anywhere. I don't want to mail a poster. But I was thinking, Next time, if you need a tube for mailing a poster, probably go to a print shop. Next time, I should have stopped at the printer. Yes, that's where. And I should go to talk to a printer about printing some, because I got a bunch of neat stuff. I'll show you my I'm supposed to pull my menu down when somebody moved my menu. Not me. Lock it. Somebody, my taskbar I keep at the top, and somehow it got on the bottom. So I was getting that, yes. Okay. Oh. Where is it? I put it up on my page. Oh, everybody. Quiet, everybody. There it is. I'll open the big one. There. This is my, I did a little animation of my Clovis art. And you see, that's a picture I took of the rock, the art on the rock, and then I put it in a program, and I tell it to, apply Van Gogh, apply Picasso, or, different artists to what it sees on the rock. And every one of them, those faces are there. I like the avatar face. That's bad. But any one of those designs I can make a poster of, So I went up to the letter P in naming the images that are in this GIF. And it's on Giphy, Clovis Man. See, I'm Clovis Man, and I do the he's spooky. I think something you see on a King Kong movie. Okay. So yeah. So, looking for his treasure led me to making this art. It wasn't, I wasn't anything to, have anything that was poster worthy, but now I do. It's from searching for his treasure and finding this art in nature. I'm empty. Yeah, Bill Blackburn got one. He got one with the black inside. You can, they got yellow and yellow inside. I got some tea. I drink some cold tea so I don't have to leave you to go to my teapot. So, DB stick, USGS. Yeah. And I got to wrap it up because I'm just rambling now, right? And my email. Yeah. There. Yeah, WABIEAGLE. Gmail. Okay. So, yeah, there goes somebody going by on a Harley. There goes a 4x4 truck, a Jeep, Suburban, and a pickup truck. They must have been having a big party back there. Why didn't they invite me? You know, you know, if you're driving by and you're having a party, tell me, come on down. Except, I just talk about the treasure and the temples, you know, and people that bores people. Okay. Well, have a good day. Adios. Thanks for watching. Let me look and see if there's anything I missed here first. I end 20 times, right? $1,000 per foot to stack towers. Gin pole. Yeah. Yeah. We had some big antennas. We had the big horn antennas on them, you know, 10 foot. And one of them, they had a problem with one. Some other guy designed this system, and this guy would always, he'd always add an extra 100 feet on the tower just to be safe. But that causes problem. It causes something called multipath, because you need some blockage, because there's a direct signal goes straight across, but there's other signals that, well, that one's, you know, there's another signal, and you had to have an odd number of block. If you had an even number of Fresnel zones, they're called, these envelopes. If you had an even number, then you could get multipath, and this other signal cancels the others because it's out of phase. And so you had to have a certain amount of blockage, or you got this multipath thing. And that's what he did. And he made it too tall. And under a certain atmospheric, the thing just shut down. It didn't work at all. And I looked at it, and take these little 6-foot antennas, put one on each tower 100 feet lower than the space diversity receive antennas. That's what there's a transmit in the middle, and there's a main receive on top, and there's a space diversity receive on the bottom. So if the main receive isn't getting the right signal, it switches to the other one. But that thing wasn't working with either one. And so I told him, replace this 10-foot antenna with a 6-foot one 100 feet lower. And that thing worked like a charm. They never had a problem with that after that. I had to fix one system in Arizona. They designed one of the 2 towers with a mesa in between them. So you got to put a tower on top of the mesa now. or you got to put one over the side and go around it. Because you can't send a microwave signal through a mountain. Yeah, it's like trying to find a treasure without looking for symbols. You can't do it. There has to be symbols. And who else is showing symbols that they're near the treasure? People don't like that kind of evidence. Oh no, I know in my head it's this and this and this. But where are the symbols, and where is the evidence? I'm the only one showing any evidence. And you know, one of the videos of the last week was that Model A cowl that I found with the 50 cal to the nose. But the poem Purist, that's something that's information from the book. It's not in the poem, you know. So of course, finding the Model A cowl with the 50 caliber hole has no importance at all, you know. Review every aspect. Oh well, their search is in such and such canyon, and You know, it's like I'm not looking up my butt like a lot of people are. Some people are just looking up their butts. You know, I'm using my head, and I ain't putting it in my butt. Okay. Yeah, I'll be around. Let's see what's going on. AT&T towers. Uh, this is probably American Tower here. The one up on the pass is American Tower. I did a live stream right there next to the tower. I could show you the tower. Yeah, I think my phone's all charged. There's the tower. That's the tower right there, you know. So yeah, there's no problem. There's Jack. Hi, Jack. He's not allowed out at night, and I have to go out and search and make sure there's no rattlesnakes up under the RV before I let him out in the morning. This area, I was here last year, and when I got up in the mountains to my campsite up there, I had a rattlesnake tail hanging out of the valve stem hole on the hubcap. It was just the tail hanging out there. I popped the hubcap off, and there was that dead rattlesnake in there. And I put him on my shoulder and got a picture with the rattlesnake. I'm glad he wasn't in a zombie state and came back, you know. But yeah, I posed him for some pictures and stuff. And then I had him on a rock outside my RV. There was a rock that was maybe 2.5 feet around, and I just had him sitting on that rock there. And in the middle of the night, I heard something thrash it against the side of the RV. Something came down and grabbed it and thrashed it and took it. And it was probably an owl, I figured later. I thought it might have been a marmot or something, you know. But what would know to hit that snake against something to kill it? You know, make sure it was dead. But a bird would do that, and I'm pretty sure an owl saw that snake laying there on top of that rock, and the rock was different time because they're the infrared. The birds have what do you call it? The night vision, like those owls. I think they see the infrared and the what are those cameras? Whatever. FLIR. They see like a FLIR camera, I think, and they could see that there was a snake shape on that rock and come down and got it. And he knew it was a rattler and had to kill that thing fast, but it was already dead. That's what he did. He took a snake and bashed it against the side of my RV and took off with it. He didn't have any response from it. So, yeah, I really love all the birds up there. I'm getting close to an hour, and I keep repeating what the subject was for anybody to join. Was the Fennboree is basically canceled, and they have it's at the Hyatt Place, 4320 Cerillos Rd. Instead, because the Hyde Park is closed because of fire hazards, and that's that. The Forrest will be at the Collected Works 2 p.m. on the 23rd. So Fennboree 22nd and 23rd. Maybe just the 23rd. I don't know. I would think that, yeah, one of them other shows, they have all the viewers would have said something on it. But, yeah, I don't she's silent in my group, so I don't know what was going on, you know. And I was thinking of you know, helping with promoting it and stuff and all that. But oh no, somebody else is doing that. So, you know, whatever. Um, that's it. I'm gonna sign off. So stop rambling. Do something.